Hello, my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about data privacy and safety. I know a lot of times when we talk about data privacy and you hear about it in the news, we hear a lot of legal talk around, for example, maybe the differences in the European Union versus the US. For example, the US being more of a consumer privacy regime, where in the EU and other jurisdictions where they have more of a human rights focus on privacy and data protection is very different. But I really want to talk about privacy and safety. So, we're seeing with the unprecedented influx of a lot of different apps and applications that have capabilities that can track people. We're seeing a lot of these technologies being misused and abused in ways that can be harmful, whether that be cyber stalking, tracking people without their knowledge or consent. Some of these things also can be deadly. We've seen, for example, in the Strava jogging app, where in the past it was tracking people's precise location, and those locations were being shared in the app. And unfortunately, there was a situation where someone was being stalked and someone was murdered actually as a result of their location being divulged in that app. Strava has since changed the way that they have created their app, where the person's precise location is not tracked and they have more control over how they share that information. We're also seeing, actually, on the legislative front in the US, actually, this is more for data sharing outside the US. We're seeing the US government is putting almost essentially an export control on data brokers selling data of Americans overseas. They see this as a national security type of issue, where people who, for example, who are serving maybe in the military, if they're using particular apps or their data is being exchanged, that may divulge their location or maybe even their family members, and maybe like a blackmail or even a ransom type of situation. But I applaud companies like, for example, Google and Apple, where Apple came out with their AirTag. The use case for that was mostly for people to like find their keys and do different things, but people with nefarious intent, they quickly found AirTags be very useful in stalking people. So putting AirTags in people's bags and their cars, being able to track people without their knowledge or consent. Apple and Google collaborated together to be able to find a way to make sure that if an AirTag was near someone and they use either Android or a Apple phone, that the AirTag would uh, transmit either a sound or indication on someone's phone that there was an AirTag that was tracking them. And so these types of uh, ways to be able to use technology, I think, are very important, because the technology is just going so rapidly, and being able to think about privacy, in my view, as a safety issue is really key to not only getting people to adopt technology, but also feel like they can trust companies that handle their private data. I don't want to see anyone harmed or killed as a result of data being divulged about them that could be handled in a safer way. We're smarter than that. We have a lot of, the right tools, the right talent, the right ideas to be able to not only look at privacy from a legal standpoint, but also look at it from a safety lens. We don't want to see, as we are seeing, people being stalked, people being harmed, whether that be from a cybersecurity incident. We're seeing children be blackmailed because of intimate photos of them and things like that. So I think that the technology and data use companies can be smarter about how we collect data and do it in a way that doesn't create harm for individuals. So I hope to see more innovation, more approaches to be able to fold in privacy, make that, I know we talk a lot about privacy by design, we talk about security by design. Why don't we start talking about safety by design? That's it. Thank you.